Welcome back to the deep dive. This time, we're jumping into early Star Wars lore.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, you want to explore Han Solo before A New Hope, right?
Sure.
And you sent over a video essay and Wikipedia stuff, even some fan forum discussions.
It seems like you want more than just like the basic plot points.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know about the impact of Han Solo at Star's End and its place in Star Wars history.
Okay, so this book came out in 1979, right? Just a couple years after the first Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it's like a snapshot of the galaxy when it was a lot more.
Wild.
Exactly. Empire hadn't even come out yet.
So the author Brian Daley had a lot of freedom to shape the Star Wars galaxy.
A lot of freedom.
And one of the most interesting things he did was introduce the Corporate Sector Authority, or CSA.
I'd say
They control a huge part of the galaxy, and they're all about profit and order.
it's capitalism on a galactic scale.
Yeah, like mega corporations today.
Right. Their influence can be just as big as any government.
That's a cool parallel.
It makes the Star Wars galaxy feel more real and complex.
And Han Solo, being a smuggler,
Yeah.
is bound to clash with the CSA.
Oh, totally. Right from the first scene, we see Han running guns on the planet Darun.
It's classic Han Solo, isn't it?
Classic Han Solo blaster fire, witty comebacks, doing whatever it takes to get paid.
But he also takes time to teach those aliens how to use the weapons,
Yeah, that's interesting.
even though it's risky.
It's like we're seeing a little bit of the hero he'll become.
Yeah, I like that.
Daley captures Han's complexity really well.
He's a scoundrel with a good heart, even if he hides it.
Definitely. And speaking of scoundrels, Han runs into Pluvo 2 for 1,
The lone shark.
the lone shark, even in a galaxy full of strange characters.
Yeah.
Pluvo stands out.
And Han owes him money.
And Pluvo is not a patient guy.
No, he is not.
This whole part with Han trying to outsmart Pluvo is so entertaining.
It's like a heist movie, but in Star Wars.
Totally. We get escapes Chewbacca growling, Han and Chewie joking around.
Their dynamic is the best.
It reminds us that they're friends through all the danger.
They have each other's backs no matter what.
Always.
So Han gets away from Pluvo, but the Millennium Falcon needs some work.
She's seen better days.
He goes to the planet Sarlusif to find Doc, this legendary technician.
This guy can fix anything, even the Falcon.
But instead of Doc, Han finds his daughter Jessa.
And sparks fly.
More than just business.
Definitely. Daily hints at a past romance. Maybe one that didn't end well.
It makes you wonder if Han's cynicism is because of that heartbreak.
Maybe.
So Jessa agrees to help, but she wants Han to transport some passengers.
Including a weird droid named Bollocks.
Bollocks.
These passengers are connected to some mysterious disappearances.
And it all points to the Corporate Sector Authority.
And suddenly Han is in a conspiracy that's bigger than he imagined.
And then the Authority shows up.
They show up on Sarlusif and force Han and his allies into a space battle.
We see Han's piloting skills, but not in the Falcon this time.
He's flying a Z-95 Headhunter.
A precursor to the X-Wing.
Exactly.
So Han's a good pilot even outside of the Falcon.
Daly shows us that Han's talent goes beyond just his ship.
But the battle isn't easy.
Some of Han's allies are killed.
It's a reminder that even in Star Wars, actions have consequences.
Real lives are at stake,
And even with those losses, Han escapes with the passengers.
including Bellix.
And Bollocks is more than just a droid, isn't he?
He's got a secret passenger, a tiny, super-intelligent computer probe named Blue Max.
It's like a grumpy old droid with a superpowered brain inside.
They're an unlikely pair, but they're important to Han's mission,
Blue Max can hack into the Authority systems.
which could help solve the mystery of the disappearances.
I love their dynamic. It's like R2-D2 and C-3PO.
It shows how creative Daly is expanding the Star Wars universe in new ways.
Yeah, and they land on Oron 3rd, which has a major Authority data center.
They meet a man named Reckon, who's looking for his missing nephew.
And he thinks there's a traitor with them.
And just like that, Han's mission gets more complicated.
He has to figure out who's betraying them.
Talk about pressure.
You start to question everyone's motives, just like Han does.
Daly builds the suspense really well.
So while Han is trying to figure out the traitor, Blue Max gets to work hacking.
And he finds something chilling.
Sarzend.
A secret authority prison where people who oppose them disappear.
It's scary. It makes the story much darker.
And then the authority shows up again.
This is where things get serious.
It seems the traitor told them where Han was.
Chewbacca is captured, and Reckon is killed.
But before he dies, Reckon scratches Star's End on the Falcon's game table.
It's sad, but it gives Han the information he needs.
He knows where to go to rescue Chewie and the others.
But there's still the traitor.
Han's not going to let him get away with it.
This is where we need to pause for now and pick up the action in part 2.
Sounds good. So Han has to break into this secret prison.
Stars in.
Yeah, and this is where Daley gets really creative.
How so?
Okay, picture this Han Solo as a circus performer.
Wait, a circus?
Seriously, they pick up a message from the Imperial Entertainers Guild.
The what?
The Imperial Entertainers Guild, the prison administrator, this guy named Herkin, wants entertainment.
Okay.
But the scheduled performers had an accident.
I see where this is going.
Han sees an opportunity to get inside the prison.
It's a heist with a Star Wars twist.
Exactly, a long shot, but their only chance.
But they don't know how to be circus performers.
Right, but Atuar, one of the passengers, is a skilled performer.
The Triani woman looking for her mate?
Yeah, she helps convince Herkin that they're the real deal.
I can't imagine Han Solo as a circus performer.
It's hilarious. Chewbacca must have loved that.
Daley has a good sense of humor.
So they get inside Star's End.
But that's just the beginning, right?
Oh yeah, things are about to get complicated.
Like what?
Well, Herkin is expecting a gladiator droid for the show.
Oh, okay.
And Bollocks is not exactly a gladiator.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
And Herkin's bodyguard, Ul Rashan, is suspicious.
He can sense that something's wrong.
So Han stalls for time, says Bollocks needs repairs.
Buying himself some time. Classic Han.
But Herkin is not a patient guy.
No, he's not.
Han separates Blue Max from Bollocks.
Smart move.
Now Blue Max can sneak off and hack into the prison's computers.
While Han keeps Herkin and the bodyguard busy.
It's a good plan.
But what about Bollocks?
Herkin figures out Han's lying and orders Bollocks destroyed.
By the gladiator droid?
Yeah, the Mark X executioner.
Poor Bollocks, he doesn't stand a chance.
It's not a fair fight, but Daley uses this to show that even an old droid can be a hero.
How so?
Bollocks gets under the executioner and rips out its cooling system.
He takes down this advanced droid by overheating it?
It explodes, much to Herkin's anger.
I bet he was furious that droid probably cost a fortune.
He blames Han and challenges him to a duel with Ul Rashan.
So it's Han versus this reptilian brute.
But what about Blue Max?
Good point. He's been quiet.
He's been hacking into the main computer system.
Found Chewbacca and the others.
Yeah, they're in stasis booths. Blue Max is working on disabling security.
It's like a well-coordinated heist.
Everyone playing their part.
So Han's in a duel with this huge bodyguard. Can he win?
He does, but not with brute force.
How then?
He tricks Ul Rashan into destroying the prison's control systems, which triggers the self-destruct sequence that Blue Max set up earlier.
That's risky. What if it hadn't worked?
It was a gamble, but it paid off. The explosion blasts the whole prison into space.
The whole prison is floating in space.
Crazy, right?
So now they have to get everyone off before it crashes.
And don't forget about Atuar.
What about her?
She flew the Falcon to Star's End and docked with an airlock.
She's really stepping up.
She even got an escape pod and an authority ship.
She's prepared for everything.
She's a valuable member of the team.
So they have the Falcon, a pod, and a stolen ship. That should be enough.
It is, but Herkin wants to escape too.
I bet Han's not going to help him.
He's not. He remembers everything Herkin did.
That's harsh, but I understand.
It's a tough situation. Daley doesn't tell us what's right or wrong.
So what happens to Herkin?
His wife shoots him.
Wow, that's a twist.
It's like he was a victim of his own cruelty.
So everyone escapes Star's End.
Yeah, just in time, the Falcon, the pod, and the authority ship all blast off.
It's like something out of a movie.
But there's still the traitor.
Oh, right. Han's not going to forget about that.
He confronts them before they can escape.
Who is it?
It's Torm, the guy looking for his family.
Oh, that's sad.
He was desperate.
What does Han do?
He ejects Torm into hyperspace.
That's rough.
Betrayal is serious business.
So Star's End crashes. The traitor is gone. What now? So they got everyone off Star's End just in time.
It was a close call.
I bet.
The survivors meet up at this outlaw tech base.
Okay.
Doc sees his daughter Jessa again.
That's good.
And Han gets those upgrades for the Falcon.
He must be happy.
But there's some tension between Han and Jessa.
Oh, what happened? I thought they were hitting it off.
Han's mad that Jessa's acting like it was just another job.
He did risk his life for her and the others.
And all she says is, thanks.
I can see why he'd be upset.
Jessa says he was just doing his job. But before Han walks away, she suggests they talk about more upgrades for the Falcon.
Smart move. She knows what he likes.
It's a way of saying there's something between them without getting too mushy.
So where does this leave us with Han Solo before A New Hope?
This book shows us Han before Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
We see his recklessness, his humor, his loyalty, but also his compassion.
And his flaws.
Yeah, and his potential to change.
It shows that even a scoundrel can have a good heart.
Brian Daley did an amazing job capturing Han Solo.
Yeah, he really did.
And this book had a big impact on Star Wars.
How so?
It introduced the corporate sector authority.
GSA.
Yeah, and expanded the whole political landscape.
It makes you think if they were so powerful, why haven't we seen them again?
Maybe they're out there waiting to come back.
That's a good question. Something to think about until next time. May the Force be with you.